I the camera's there. I keep thinking it's my other phone where the camera is like off to the well, your left. No, your right, my left. Um, it's quarter to four, quarter to five. Back on the video game, which it's difficult for me to, well, like everyone else, to kind of add some details to a routine and keep it consistent. And for me, if it's not consistent, then I just don't do it. That's a major form of perfectionism. And it's tough. It's tough to move forward from there, you know? It's tough to get out of that. Um, I had small breakthroughs yesterday in the sense that I've been able to think about what am I going to do about not side hustles, but with these CPR classes I've been teaching for almost 2 years since COVID. Uh, what am I going to do for the next step? Because everything seems to be a lateral move and it doesn't seem appealing to me. And you're at a cap for what you can make, you know, unless you charge a lot of money, but that reduces tremendously how many classes you can teach because like training, there's a lot of people who pay very little to get what they want. Doesn't mean it's better. You know, if you're well connected and you got well paying clients, then yeah, I think it's the same thing as training, you know. Someone will pay for a certain value and others won't. You know, the more you charge, the less clients you're going to get. I guess it also depends on reputation and everything. Um, so the way I see to do it is when, and I've noticed that because there was another company that competes with my boss, and apparently they have 40 instructors under their wing. So apparently it's the same thing that you get. Uh, you get yourself established and you get people working under you. And you get a location and then you get a second location and yada yada yada. That seems to be the business model. Now the thing I'm noticing is like I charge a certain amount if I'm doing it myself, but I don't do it myself except I did it once with my personal training clients who were willing to pay that amount. But not everyone's going to pay that amount, especially if there's another company charging half the price, which is this company. But they have other items that they sell for a higher price. So I don't know too much about that. But then they have a clause that they need a minimum of 8 people in order for it to work, because you have to be able to pay for the books I'm gathering. I will find out if they give the books. Maybe they don't. If they're doing Red Cross, maybe they're not. Maybe it's just a digital book and they don't have to pay for it. They are teaching Red Cross, not Heart and Stroke Foundation. That just came to my head right now. So I don't know. Because when you charge a certain amount and you're capped at to what you can charge, and you need a certain minimum. You have to pay the instructor if you're not doing it yourself. You have to pay. Hold on. You have to pay the instructor. You have to pay for the books. Let's just say the rental, the space that you're renting, cards, digital cards. Even though they're digital, you still have to pay for them. Transportation, if anything, and there needs to be a certain margin and maybe a certain buffer if something happens. You know. So I'm thinking about these things because it's going very terribly at work. I mean, if you see 2 videos ago where my boss had the gall to say, can I go to somewhere else instead of going to the office where I had just told him that I was getting clients on my end for your class. And it's like he just completely throws out of the window. He doesn't care about people. That's the problem. Now, I don't know if it's because he's a psychopath or because he just became very bitter because of this industry, or because he's not where he wants to be in life, because he complains about that a lot. Not that he's not where he wants to be in life, is that he's not making money and trying to find out, and that he's got too much going on. He complains a lot when he's at that phase that he talks to me, and you can't help but want to help him, but then he just goes back to regular mode. So that's why it's kind of obvious to me he's kind of psychopathic. But coming back. But I don't know. If I start my own class, I don't have a place to do it. Doing it there is not an option. It was initially, it's not anymore. Yeah, it's not an option for the main reason that it's too unstable. He's too unstable. He's too unstable in the sense that he doesn't care about what you're doing. So, like, if I'm setting up a class for myself, he'll call and say, "Can you do this day, this day, this day?" And he doesn't even know my schedule, and he just wants for him. And I've done that where I would just cancel my. I tried it initially last year, but Mondays isn't a good day for CPR, anyways. But and then he said, "Can you do this?" And then I would take it. I won't now. Oh boy. I keep touching the light, and the light sometimes doesn't turn on, and so I don't know. So obviously it means I'm not ready, because I don't want to do anything impulsive and jump into something and really screw up. I have to be in it a few years, But in the meantime, what am I going to do? In the meantime, what am I going to do? Because there's no further, not any further that I can go. So I'm not making enough of a revenue. And I have no way further to go. Because of the way it's organized. You know, if he calls me ahead of time and tells me to do these hospitals, since I injured myself, I only did a hospital once, I think. But if he calls me last minute for these things, I'm not going to do it because my day is scheduled and I need rest and I need to do other parts of my life which I got to bring up. So that's not an option. So, but if he smartens up and does it like he did for a bit, but now it's just like the stuff at the office, so it's very limited. It's the minimum. Maybe he doesn't have the hospital contract anymore. I don't know. Like if he does ahead of time, I can make my schedule ahead of time, and that's what I require. I'm not doing any last minute things, especially because it's because your life isn't organized. Don't bring it on to me. I don't accept that anymore. The only time I can tell him that is when he's in that little gaga goo goo mood, when he starts to talk to me and he's open. Otherwise, he doesn't even remember. Like his psychopathic memory doesn't exist. That's welcome to psychopathy, I guess. So it's very hard to discuss with him, and and the fact that he breaks so many rules, I have to keep those boundaries too, because he will easily break a rule, and I no longer accept it because I got into trouble. I'm not getting into trouble for him. I don't find him cute enough. I don't find him cute at all. Well, cuter than anyone else. But no, fuck that. Okay, so I don't know what to do. And if I replace the hours with another job that will fatigue me, it's defeating the purpose. Sure, it's diversifying my portfolio, as you say, but it's no. So I don't know what to do. Right now, I'm just gonna do the dishes and put the YouTube back on and try to get going with my day.